Today's reading from A Few Minutes Time is called Hiking with Jamie. Jamie's eyes swept across the mountains that surrounded him. A blanket of wildflowers, bright yellow poppies and deep purple lupine blanketed the hillsides. The blooms, courtesy of abundant spring rains, made the hike into the desert foothills one of the things he enjoyed most about living in Arizona. The solitude of the hike alone deep in the desert made him both joyful and nervous. He hadn't seen another human being on the trail for at least 20 minutes. He could do without the throng of winter visitors that crowded the trails this time of the year. Yet the sign at the entry to the trailhead warned him of encountering post-hibernating wildlife. The absence of any cell service meant he was alone, isolated from any help should he need assistance. As he stepped over the rise, the flora gave way to dry, rocky terrain. A half a mile ahead, the trail narrowed, heading down toward a dry riverbed. The pathway wound between two boulders where a 2-foot drop-off had developed. He would have to watch his step on the loose gravel at the base of the dry wash. When he stepped down from the firm ground, he heard the familiar sound of a diamondback rattler. Looking down, Jamie found himself face to face with an ominous viper, all curled up and ready to strike. Before he could react, the 6-foot demon sprang, narrowly missing Jamie's leg with his first attack. Jamie nearly lost his balance, scurrying back up to the solid ground of the trail and out of striking distance. Jamie had seen pictures of unsuspecting hikers who were caught daydreaming. Their arm or leg swollen to a hideous size, the skin beginning to discolor as the poisonous venom spread through the injured tissue. He heard the stories of how they fought against time to seek medical attention. Some made it, some didn't. For now he was safe, but he needed a plan of action. The rattler showed no signs of wanting to move out of the comfortable resting spot, and Jamie had no way to encourage him to leave. He gazed around for a stick, a tree branch, anything he could use to shoo the menacing beast out of the way. The dry desert trailhead provided little natural resources that he could use as a weapon. His only recourse was to grab a handful of rocks and bombard the monster with stones. His first couple of attempts missed their mark. The dangerous reptile remained unfazed. When his third attempt seemed to hit home, he thought he was home free. But the assault only angered the snake even more, hissing and rattling in an intimidating fashion. It was time to decide: find another way around the problem or retreat up the trail a distance of several miles. He gazed up and down at the rocky terrain that he would have to traverse to bypass the bottleneck. It looked even more threatening than the dry riverbed. Who knows what kind of creatures are hiding under those rocks? Bobcat? Javelina? Scorpions? More snakes? The snake had Jamie trapped. His only choice was to wait out, hoping the snake would move. As he paced back and forth on the groomed portion of the trail, out of nowhere, a gray-haired gentleman, a seasoned, experienced hiker, appeared on the other side of the wash. Dressed in little more than a t-shirt, shorts, hiking boots, and a beige boonie hat, he looked like easy prey for that treacherous viper. Jamie cried, "Sir, watch out! There's a rattler right in front of you." The cantankerous old guy looked down at the snake, who sat coiled ready to strike. He waved his hand in front of the creature, who immediately uncoiled half its length of its body. It positioned its fangs to bury itself in his flesh. The old man shifted his hand just in time to avoid the predator's bite. Then, just as swiftly, he grabbed the demon by the rattle, and with one continuous motion, he flung it high up into the rocks, away from any harm. The old man stepped up from the wash looked at Jamie and said, "You're welcome." Then he strode past Jamie and headed up the trail. In seconds, he was out of sight. Jamie couldn't believe his eyes at what he had just witnessed. Still awestruck, he whimpered, "Thank you."